I'm Abby. I'm a grade 12 student. Graduating this year, thank goodness. I go to Fun Day. You lived in Fredericton for a year, but I live in St. George now. So I own Dipped in Paint Customs, a custom attire business, and this is my story. Beforehand, I just want to show a little bit about me. I think it's important to know a person beforehand before getting into anything. I like murder mysteries, murder anything pretty much. I'm obsessed. I like finding out who is Zodiac killers or a whole bunch of different things like that. I'm obsessed with rappers and I like singers, different things like that. Post Malone, Machine Gun Kelly, and Kendrick Lamar are probably my biggest people I look up to and get inspired by their different lyrics and different aspects of their music and their music videos and just a whole bunch of things like that I really, really enjoy. And another big thing about my brand and about me is I love the water, I love nature, but specifically oceans in Canada. They're a huge portion of what makes Earth, and they're incredibly important to sustain and keep alive because they help the planet pretty much. And with what my brand is, I'm trying to eliminate fast fashion, and fast fashion uses $7 billion of water every year and 7 billion gallons of water every year in the consumption of fast fashion. So I'm trying to eliminate that with us. And another thing I find really important that I've sort of dealt with and am still in use right now is mental health. Mental health is super important, as we all know, and it affects everybody daily. And with my brand, I sort of started on the aspect of me wanting to do something with my mental health and sort of bring, awareness to it. And with COVID being a big thing in 2020 and still a big thing about us now, I just made that apparent. Basically where my business started from was when the whole COVID pandemic first started in 2020. I had a hard time dealing with it myself, and I wanted to put that into something I could use and make a change, so I decided to make my brand and put passion into hard times, which is where Dipped in Paint Customs was born. Now, what is Dip? So Dipped in Paint Customs, I do custom apparel, I do custom assets, and I do custom artwork. So I have some up on the board and some jackets. So I do custom jackets, different custom pieces of apparel, and this bad boy. And then I do custom artwork and hyper-realism pieces. And all of the pieces vary depending on their time and the process, upwards to 6 months to a year to create each piece. And yeah, I do Spotify plaques, I do Spotify keychains. Those are my biggest sellers in my business. And those are just the Spotify streaming app, and you scan the code and then you get to play the song, which is pretty cool. And yeah, that's pretty much a little bit about my business. We're just eliminating fast fashion daily and helping the planet little by little. And my social media platforms are right there, and that's just a little bit about me.
Good job. Excellent. Questions. I have questions, but do you guys have questions? What do you want to know?
Anything and everything. I'm open to anything. How much I make, how much.
Yeah.
What kind of paints do you use?
I find more, for me, I use acrylic and then I use a mixer to mix it to fabric, because with the way I do my jackets, they need to be permanent. So I use a mixer, and that's how I get fabric paint. I don't tend to use fabric paint a lot because I find it's too heavy. And the jackets, if you want to hand wash them, I can't really. With acrylic paint, it will come off, but with the mix, it pretty much makes them permanent.
And where do you source your jackets from?
Thrift stores.
Perfect.
Yes.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah, I think it's important to sort of get those, sourcing them from outdoor sources and factories and stuff, I don't think is the best option for the planet. And with fast fashion and different brands like that, it's getting pretty bad for our planet, I think. And I think sourcing those things from people who's used them before and then making something new out of something that's been let down upon, I guess the word is, it's pretty important.
No, that's amazing. Yeah.
Yes.
Would you ever consider getting into tattooing?
Yes, I actually have. I have one right here. I'm planning on getting more. That was my original. Before I even actually wanted to do my business, I've always had a love for art and I've always wanted to pursue that. But tattooing is actually one of the things that I was thinking about getting into. It's I don't know, the detail work and everything, like the time and it's just a needed thing right now because everybody wants tattoos. Like it's a pretty cool thing. But yes, I did.
Yeah, what exactly is fast fashion?
So, fast fashion it's a harsh consumption. So, child labor, like that's a fast fashion. They use unlawful things and they consume at a rapid rate, and it's I don't know, like not good like fabric, like polyesters and stuff like that, and they throw them away. So, like into oceans and like landfills.
What's your design process like? Like, what's your creative process when you want to do a piece? How do you get inspiration, and how do you carry out that?
So it depends on what the customer wants. Like for, I'll just bring up one, I guess. Oh, alrighty. So like, we'll do this one right here because this took me 6 months of work for this jacket. So it was my teacher that actually wanted it at school. This is about last year time, and she loved this artist and loved their work, and she wanted to put a piece into a jacket. So I had to go get the source of the jacket out from the thrift stores. I had to get her sizing and stuff like that. And then I had to do a color plan of all the different colors in the piece. And then I had to design it, sketch it out, mix all the paints, and then go ahead and not design it, but paint it. And I don't think I did bleaching on it, but just paint it and then seal it and just like have a good solid plan beforehand because I couldn't go into this and just be like, oh, I'm gonna do it. So a solid plan, I would say, is what I had. Yes?
How much do you charge?
I charged this one. I charged $570 for, but my jackets came up for $775 and higher.
Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
Where do you see this business leading? Like, do you want to do anything with it when you get into college, or?
So I think it's a really weird thing to say, but I want to go into policing. So I want to do RCMP and my business, and I hope, like my plan is to do like open stores, and I have a couple things coming up. I've had like experience opening like markets and stuff. I organized a entrepreneur market here this was last year around March, and it had over 12 entrepreneurs. So I have the background of organizing and different things like that, and I'm going to open a Shopify soon and just websites and different things like that. I'm getting my clothing into stores, hopefully. Fingers crossed. I'm actually in the process of doing a fashion show, which is my biggest thing right now, and a collection in the works of zodiac signs. So
How do you run your business?
How do I run my
form of
business?
social media are you using right now for your business?
So I'm using Instagram right now. I find market-wise, when you run a business, you want to find your target market and target market atmosphere. I haven't gotten to TikTok a lot. I find that's not really the best platform for me, but I usually do all my stuff from Instagram, and I do my orders and all my little businessy things. I do it from here, like my insights. I see what my target like if you're trying to find your target market, a good way is to do surveys, I find, and what the best like on here I find you can do like just specific insights to see like what like different genders and like the different locations and stuff you can get from your business. So yeah.
Your business. What's your top seller? Like
My
where do you
Spotify
go?
plaques and my keychains.
Okay.
So they would be, I could probably find them on here. So it's the scanner, like I said, and you get to scan them, and it will show their favorite song. It's like a couple thing, or like this girl, she had her best friend, it was for her birthday. So she got their favorite song and the time on it and the scanner. And yeah, I just get a frame and I use my Cricut. I have a machine for my Cricut I use, and it cuts out everything. It pretty much 3D cuts everything. It's a pretty nice rig, and it does me well.
Yeah. How much you made in the last month or so?
Mhm.
Are you willing to
Yeah.
share that with the class?
So
What your
this,
revenue was?
yeah, so it depends. With your business, you're going to have highs and lows, and you're going to have, like, with the Christmas season and stuff like that, your revenue is going to be higher because people are looking for those gifts and stuff like that, and people are willing to spend more money. Last month, I made around roughly 15, I would say 15 grand. That's what I made last month. But 3 months ago, I made about 17, I would say. That's my highest I've ever made. But yeah, you're gonna differ depending on your months and stuff like that. And it all depends what you want to do, right? So yeah, but I've started from practically making $3 one to now 17.
And in what span of time?
A year, I would say, a year and a half
Right.
is what it's come to now. Yeah, I would say a year.
So that's a real, success that you're having. You talked to the students this morning about, an issue that you had with, an order. So do you want to talk about that?
Yeah, for sure. So with my jackets, how I do payment now is I do direct because with businesses and stuff, you want to get your money up front or deposit. With my jackets, I get half of a deposit now. So if, let's say, the jacket's like 400-ish, I'll get 200 up front, and then I'll get the rest like whenever I get it done, pretty much. But I had an issue with a jacket. I lost $6,000 on an order because the guy completely ghosted me, and he just blocked me on everything, and I lost $6,000 because of that one mistake I made, was not taking up all my money up front. So just, I guess a tip of advice I could give is make sure to have respect for yourself and not let other people bully you into just letting it go and being easy, because I find with small businesses, you're gonna get that issue, and you want to make sure you have enough respect for yourself and your brand to be able to take it in.
As far as time management goes, like a typical day, like when you look at your week, do you have like literally every minute kind of planned out?
Every minute. It's usually runs from 2 weeks to 3 weeks ahead. So I didn't have, like, when we were in the ideas, I had a good idea of time management, but I don't think I realized how important that was in a business. You need to have everything strategically planned, because before on my stuff, this is when I was starting this stuff. This is about last year I did this. I didn't have good time management skills, and I would spend the whole day doing this one thing. But yeah, that's important, but at the same time, you need to let other blocks for different things. So for me, I'll do like marketing, or one day then I'll do time, like money management, and then one day I'll do time, and I'll obviously have to eat, so I have to plan how to eat and plan how to sleep and different things like that, right? And then I have to do like actual work, and then I have to answer emails, and I have to deposit money, and there's just a whole bunch of different things that I have to have in blocks that I never realized I had to have before, but it's incredibly important. Yes?
How would you say that your goals changed from when you started to now?
My goal, that's a good question, actually. I loved this when I first started. I pretty much only doing this for fun. I still pretty much do it for fun. But I think more now, it's more making into something that I can make more of a solid income than just making it for something fun. Like, I find with business, yes, you're going to have fun with it and you want it, but you want to make sure you can actually make a living off this if this is something you want to do. So, yeah, I just want to make that more apparent in my life, and I think that that's something I want to look forward to and do more, and not do 2 jobs, 3 jobs, and just focus on this. But, yeah, I guess that's what it would be.
How do you keep like your motivations up?
Oh, that's a good question. Mental health is pretty important, and I have to take time for myself. My motivation solely is making an impact. I think impacts are pretty important in the world, and I want to do something that people love and enjoy, and that's pretty much my biggest motivator. And my family and stuff like that. I have a 3-year-old sister, and she's pretty much my biggest motivator. I just want to see a better world, I guess, and I want to, I guess, make the world better for other people. And I love what I do. I love it every single day, and I like talking to people like you guys, and just, I don't know, that's pretty much my biggest motivator, I guess.
Lachlan?
Yes?
What has been your hardest challenge so far in getting your business going?
Yeah, probably marketing, and your biggest struggle is going to be patience. I didn't have any patience when I first started this, and I thought, I'm going to get this much money at the start. I'm going to be this big person at the start, but it's all about patience and how you take it, I guess. And you have to have a strong sense of yourself and don't lose that in your business, and don't say, oh, I'm just all about money, right? You need to just, I guess, humble yourself pretty much and know that you're still an average person, right? Like I guess that's to answer your question. I don't want to ramble on.
Do you go back to that Abby and give that Abby advice? What would you tell that Abby?
Don't stress yourself out as much as you did. I would say to myself, like, when COVID was going on, I was really struggling with mental health, and I mean, everybody does, but I still do now. But I would say don't stress yourself out as much. Like, take your time. You're still a teenager and you want to enjoy life. Like, don't make your whole life about striving for something. It's important to, yes, work ethic is incredibly important, but you want to still have time for yourself and be yourself, right? Like, I'm still myself, and I would want to tell myself that just to be myself and just give myself a pat on the back, because everybody's doing great. You just need to realize that.
Would you have even thought that you would be
No.
where you are now?
I thought I would just be at home. There's not many job options because it's a really, really small town, so I thought I would be stuck somewhere and just doing the same thing every day, 9 to 5. But I mean, it is 9 to 5 pretty much what I'm doing, but it's doing something I love. I never realized that I could take something and pursue it and just running with it and being successful at it. Yeah. Yes?
What do you, I mean, a lot of teenagers don't exactly have access to 17 grand a month.
Yeah.
What do you do with all of it?
Just save your money. Like, don't, everybody says that, but it's so important. Like, I never realized how important it was, because last year I didn't have any savings. Like, I'm going to be completely honest, I was zero in savings and maybe $200 in my bank account. But now with saving, and I'm going to think about investing soon.
How much is in your bank account now?
30, probably 30-ish.
Grand?
Process.
Yes.
So, you're making a bunch of money a month.
Yeah.
What does most of it, like, go to? Because obviously you're not, like, putting that much in your bank account every month.
Well, website with, I'm going to open a Shopify soon, so monthly things like my Cricut membership. And I have tools, I have my paint. I probably spent upwards of $300 to $600 a month in paint. Good quality paint that I'm using for acrylic. And Angelus, I don't know how to pronounce, it's a shoe customizing, because I'm getting into that too. And all my, like, packaging, I use eco-friendly packaging. So all of my stuff is biodegradable. So all the paper and stuff like that, the rope sort of things. Shipping, yes. But probably average I spend on my business a month is going to be 6, 7.